everyone, Marion Emberson here. So I thought today I'm going to have a play and do an old background. I don't know whether I've shown this before, so if I have, forgive me. The old grey matter ain't working like it used to. But this was a technique I'd done years and years ago with some retailers in America, and it just went down a storm. It was fantastic. So it's using tissue paper. Now, this tissue paper is acid-free tissue. I always get acid-free because I do scrapbooking. So the importance there is that it's not going to, deteriorate after 100 years when I'm not even around. But I always get acid-free. But one thing I would recommend, you don't have to get acid-free for card making, is you don't want coloured, really, because we're going to be adding a liquid glue to this. So if you had coloured, it would then all bleed and etc. So go for white. Okay, so what am I going to do? Right, again, this is all in my head. It might not work, so let's just have a little play. I've got out a few of my favourite wow colours, teals and greens and blues, of course, plus a few extras as well that I'm thinking of doing like a really subtle background. And then there's this sparkles is called Cotton Candy, which goes with the new Catherine Paula Cotton Candy colour. And sparkles are just glitters. So let me just show you. They are stunning. Now, I don't know if or how I'm going to use them, but I just saw them and thought, oh, let's see if I can incorporate it. I've also got the Altenew Golden Feathers stamps and dies. So I'm probably going to use those. I had them years, haven't hardly, well, I don't think I've ever used them. Actually, I might have used one, I'm not sure. And then there's the Sizzix Thinlits. These ones are, what are they called? Delicate Leaves. They're, oh look, it's there. Oh, duh. It's, they're just gorgeous. So again, not sure what I'm going to do, but yeah, we'll do something. So let's just move. I will go through the colours that I use as and when I use them, so as not to confuse you, because I could read it all out now and then you'd be thinking, oh, what did you use? But one thing I am definitely going to be using is Mod Podge. Doesn't have to be matte, it can be, there's all sorts of Mod Podge. So you just need Mod Podge and an old paintbrush. One thing I will go and get myself in a minute, I'm going to pop off camera. I want to get like a little mug with some water in it. Oh, actually, look. Oh, look, this is naughty. This is from the other day when I done a video. And that's still got some water in. So that's handy because I need to put my paintbrush in water after I've used my Mod Podge so as not to ruin it. So, tissue paper. Let's grab that. That's already folded in half. And I'm just going to snip it up. Probably don't even need this much because this is my wow card stock that I've already folded into a card base, and then I've got my card panel to go over the top. So if I look at this, I can probably, I'm going to scrunch it. So, no, do you know what? I'll use the whole thing. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to take my card. I've got to try and remember how I've done this now because it was years ago. And I'm probably going to do a different spin on it. I've got my Mod Podge. Oh, that's really hard. Got to dig down. Dig deep, Marion, dig deep. Okay, just get some on your paintbrush. And then I'm just going to start painting it on. So I'm not too bothered. It doesn't have to be all perfect or anything. I just want to get it on there. I might add a little bit of water as well. That makes it go further. If you add some water. There we go. There we go. That's better. That is so old, that Mod Podge. Stop screwing the card up, Marion. Okay, so let's just spread that out. That looks pretty good. Don't want it sticking there. I'm just going to sit that in the water, and then I'm going to take my tissue paper, screw it up, unfold it, screw it again, And then I'm just going to lay it on the card and then just stick it down. Make sure you go edge to edge. Don't worry about it overlapping the edges. That's absolutely fine. That looks good. I might just pull that just a little bit. See, even that already just looks lovely, doesn't it? Love it. So I'm just going to do that. Make sure it's stuck to the edges. Now, you can, once this is dry, obviously this isn't yet, but once it's dry, you could either just trim it off all around the edge, or you can put a little bit of glue around here and then you can just fold it over. Because it's going to go on top, you get a nice fold line there doing it that way. So I'm probably going to use my Barely Arts glue. I keep saying this, but I absolutely love this glue now. Did you know there's about 250 different glues out there? There might even be more now. I learnt that years ago. I was like, really? And that's why there is so many, but we all love different things, don't we? So I'm just gonna bring that over. Flip that over. There we go. Like so. Might put a little bit. I could be posh and mite in my corners, but I'm not going to bother. I'm not making a bed. They used to do the corner mitering on their sheets. Oh, let's just go. We want to get it fairly flat. You can always trim off any excess to keep it nice and flat. Let's just go like so. Okay. So and I will trim those bits down. Right, so as I say, that just alone just looks beautiful. I think so anyway. But I want to add a little something to it. So in the past, I've done pearl powders on there. Beautiful for wedding cards. So this is a white pearl. There's a few different pearls, but pearls will, like, so there's blue pearl, red pearl, etc. They only really show up, blue pearl will show up once it's on a black cardstock or under a black ink. So when whatever colour pearl you've got, it doesn't matter when you're doing it on white. They just need the black to show their actual colour, if that makes sense. But I've also, while I was looking through, I'd need to check that this was still available. Silver Snow. This is beautiful because it's just got like a subtle glitter to it. If I just bring that up. Ooh. It's a really, really subtle glitter. It's lovely. So I might use that. Then I've got Clear Sparkle. Yeah, do you know what? Go with your instincts, Marion. So let's just flip that over because I'm going to be getting it yucky on this side. And I'm going to go with this Silver Snow, and I hope it's still available. And then I'm going to pick up my paintbrush again and a bit more Mod Podge. So go in there. I really need to dig deep. It's gone all hard on the top. And then just randomly, I'm not doing it too hard. I'm not trying to get into every crevice. I'm just randomly putting some of this Mod Podge on there. You could also, and I have done this before, you could just wet it with water and then the embossing powder will sit onto, like, hold onto the water until you heat set it, and then it will be there, and that's it. Okay, let's just cover this. You can put it at the top and then just tap it down. Okay, did you see that I gave it a really good flick? I'll see if there's any on there. There might not even have been any glue on that bit, but that's fine. So let's just pop that. Oops. Right, so that's Silver Snow. I am going to heat set this from the top because I know it's not going to blow off anywhere. Okay, look at that. Isn't that beautiful? So it's got like a pearl look to it, but with a tiny bit of shimmer glitter in there. It's really subtle, really, really beautiful. Okay, so I'm going to set that aside. Now, can you see? Oh, one thing to point out as well, it does take a little bit longer because you're trying to sort of get in to all those little crevices, etc. But you can give it a flick if nothing's coming off. That's fine. That's got lots and lots of wet on it, so I really need to let it settle down and flatten a bit, which I will do. Okay, so because I haven't used these either ever or in a very long time, I don't think I have ever used them, have I? I honestly can't remember. I know I cut it all down to fit into these little pockets. I started doing this. Oh, what a chore. I wish I'd never started, but I've got to finish it now. And it's like, oh no. Yeah, do you know what? I'm looking at this and I'm like, I don't think I have ever used these. It's just terrible. Okay, so let me choose one. I do love a feather. I think I will go, is that about the same size? I think I'm going to go this one. They're very similar, but okay, let's just pull that one off. Oop. Oop. And I'm assuming one of these, I better make sure I know which one fits. Oh, with the die. No, it ain't that one. I'm going to get it out now. Okay, looks like that one. Cool. Right, so I'm going to hold the die out there. Right, so if you haven't got a block that's big enough or you've not got your MISTI or whatever, then if you put it on an angle like that, because if I put it that way, it's not going to fit. It's going to overhang a little bit that way. So if you do it corner to corner, then you're going to fit it on a lot easier. So let's choose me colours. What shall I go for? I'm going to go for a bit of chartreuse. Should we go for a bit of Be Kind? Or Sea of Tranquility? Oh, Dress Blues, I like that. So look at those three colours together. They're just beautiful. So I've got Chartreuse, Dress Blues and Be Kind. All my glittery ones, I definitely want to give a good shake. Chartreuse, I don't have to. So I'm going to do my multicolour embossing on these. And I'm just going to do a little sort of cheat sway. So I'm going to ink it up. Get lots and lots of ink on there. Make sure my card's clean. And then just flip it over. Make sure you've got enough room for your die to go around. And then do the next one. If you want to turn it that way, you can, if it gives you a little bit more room. Okay, so we're just going to go tiddly bit of chartreuse. And we're just keeping this all on the same. I'm not tipping them off as we go because I'm just going to throw these little bits away. You don't have to. You could put them in a little bag and use them as a multi one. A little bit more. The blue. I'm going to go back just with a tiny bit of chartreuse there. Okay, and then just give them a little shake about. So shake, shake, shake. So it sort of covers all over. And if you haven't got enough, you can always add a little bit more. So shake that off. I'm going to go a little bit more of this one here and over here, and then a little bit more of this one here. Same thing, just shake and then give them a flick. And oh, have I got a bit missing there? Have I got a bit missing there, or did I not stamp it down properly? No, just had it missing. Okay, so these bits, as I say, you could, oh, for anyone who doesn't know, you see these little bits flying around, these little white bits, ignore those. In fact, oh, it's gone now. That's just something well put in their powders to make them super duper special. But look, you could put that in a little pot and then you've got your own multicolour going on. So if you've done quite a few of these, you can just keep making and making and then building up a pot of colour. I'm just putting that aside there for the minute. Right, I'm going to heat from underneath because this has got glitter ones on there. Look at those. I love it when there's a plain in there with glitter ones. Just so pretty. So pretty. Right, I haven't got my die cut machine in here, so I'm just going to nip off and die cut these and then I'll be back. Okay, so I'm back. So we could do like that, which just looks lovely. Or we can have them coming off like that. Have them coming off like that from one another. I need to find some foam pads, or I could just stick them down flat. But that looks really nice as well. So I also had an idea when I cut them out, and I thought to myself, oh, do you know what? I can mask this off and then I can just do, use it as a stencil. So I might do that as well. Let's just see how the time goes. I might run out of time, who knows. But anyway, this is really lovely. So I think I'm going to, oh, do you know what? I keep seeing things and I'm like, oh, I could stencil with that and do stippling through there. Right, Marion, stop. Bring it back, bring it back. Okay, so shall we go like that, like that? I've got a feeling I haven't got any foam pads with me here. So let me just move a few things. I do get in a bit of a mess. Where's my folded card base? Is that it there? So let's just go like so. So let's just stick that down. And I am going to need to put something heavy on this because I've got this bulk of the tissue. Even though I cut quite a bit away, there's still quite a bit there. That really needs a bit more of a stick there. Oh look, I didn't put my pin back in. How naughty was that? But handy at the same time. I just need to get a bit more on there. So when you're using thicker bits and they're like lumpy underneath, just persevere with it. It will stick. It just takes a little bit longer. And that's irrelevant of any card that you're using. It doesn't make any difference. It's just because you've got lumpy bits under there. Okay, and like I say, when I go and photograph these a bit later, they've all stuck nicely. But when I'm trying to do it on camera, it doesn't happen instantly. Of course not. So let's just pop that there. So as I say, I could chop that off a little bit and have that coming out like that. And then I'll just put a little sentiment. I've got my little sentiment pot here. These are, they're either Catherine Paula ones. In this font, they're Catherine Paula ones. These ones are Tailored Expressions. And I use the Catherine Paula ones and the Tailored Expression ones quite a lot. Well, very much a lot. Oh, that's nice. My thoughts are... Do you know what? What a lovely sympathy card. Isn't that nice? My thoughts always come back to you. That's nice. I like that. Right, so I'm going to let that settle to stick down a bit better. I need to find something heavy to put on it. That's probably me. It's probably the heaviest thing in here. That's not very heavy, is it? But you need it just to be flat. So I'm just going to stick that there. Pop me Mod Podge on. That helps as well. And then I will stick it all together. So in the meantime, if I just do what I said, if I take one of these, actually I could do it like that. Yeah, why don't you do that? Don't make it awkward for yourself, Marion. Okay, so I am going to use a little bit of my mint tape. I love this purely because it's this colour. That's what first drew me to it, was purely the colour. How sad is that? But it's good as well. So this is scrapbook.com's mint tape. So let's just stick that like that. Do I need to put a little bit there? Probably not. I will mask it off though, because I'm going to do it. It might not work. I don't know. Let me see. Let me see. I know it will definitely work if I do it in, like using this. Oh, drop everything there. Using one of these, then it will definitely work. But I'm just going to have a little play with the stippling. So let me just put that on there. Oh, I think I might need to. I left it open for a little while. Okay, let's stick that there. So I'm just grabbing what I've got next to me. So I didn't plan on doing this. So what have I got? I've got some green tea, all that jazz, mint. Oh, Bay Breeze. I love that. Oh, let's go a bit of mint bee, Bay Breeze and green tea. Okay, stick those there. So I'm going to start. Well, actually, no, look, I'm being stupid. Duh, ignore me, because I'm doing it like this. So let's start with, I don't know if to start with the darkest or the lightest. I don't know if it's going to pick much up on this. I think I need to re-ink this one. And it's probably going to be one of those things that you don't see it until you reveal it. Cool, it's got some hairs coming out. This is a Nouveau brush. Look, it looks like there's loads on there. You watch, I'll do this with the Bay Breeze and it'll just go everywhere. So little bits. I might even brush it a bit. So this is when you have a cunning plan and it don't always work. I'm human. So I'm wondering. Yeah, you're not really seeing much, are you? Okay, let's go in. I probably should have got me hot tub. I don't know where that's gone. Right. I don't probably have to rub much off there. Oh, what on earth have I got on here? Look at all that. I've got glitter bits on there. Well, that's interesting. No, Catherine Paula hasn't come out with a glitter ink. But there's an idea, Catherine. Oh, look, that's better. That's better. So we just want to grab that outline of the feather. But But even that, you could go on stippling around the whole thing, and then you've got that as a front, and then you can emboss inside there. So I might at some stage do that. Let me just, I've got to get rid of all these little hairy bits that's come off the brush. Terrible. Right. Now, I know it's not a lot of ink on there, but Nanny Bimbo's good old powder puff. Bit of on there. And this is where I start coughing now because I end up swallowing it. Okay, so I need to be able to do... Now, what colour? Shall I go for just dress blues? I think I will. I think I'll just go dress blues because it's a nice deep blue with a beautiful, beautiful glitter in it. So let's just take that. And I only want to do it one colour. We're probably not going to see loads of it, to be fair, of the stipple background, because this feather has got quite a bit going on. So excuse me if you can see my head, but I'm just trying to line up, give or take. If it doesn't come out perfect, I'm not going to beat myself up. Let's have a look. Well, apart from a tiddly bit there, that looks lovely. I'm probably offset a little bit too much, but, you know, if you don't tell, I won't tell. So let me just throw that back in and then do the other side, and then we'll heat set it. Okay, so same thing, excuse the head, if you can see it. When you're doing it quite faint like this, it's quite hard to see through. Oh, you know what? Was it Jennifer Maguire that did that? And then you can, yeah, I should have done that. Can't now because I've got me powder on there. But hey, we learn. I like to stretch myself. I think that's about right. So, okay, so that one's a bit too up that way. This one's a bit too over this way. But like I say, if you don't tell, I won't tell. We're going for that shadow look again. Do you remember I done a video ages ago, which was shadow embossing? So we're just doing that again, really. Right, let's flick off any excess, and then I'm going to heat from underneath. This was just a bonus one anyway, because I didn't really know what I was doing with this, so we won't judge. Right. So when you're embossing, you're looking for that glitter and shine, and then you know that it's heat set. If you've got any matte areas, so if you flick it around and you see any areas that are matte looking, then you know that's not completely heat set. So just go in and do a little bit more. I actually really like that. I know I'm offset here and I'm offset up here, but I think it looks really cool. And it doesn't notice that much because it's really light, but it just gives a really subtle little background instead of it being white through there. That's really nice. Really, really nice. Okay, so, right, let me just go in and I'm just going to finish off. Now, what colour to emboss? Oh, I still haven't used my sparkles yet. I still got, I wasn't meant to be doing these in this. I had a couple of ideas in my head and then I've just gone off track as usual. Right, let me just stick this down. Now I do want the glue around the edges to be dry really before I do this, because I had a little bit ooze out there and I don't want the embossing powder to stick to that, but I can also, Nanny Bimbo, if you're looking down on me, Nan, I'm using your powder puff. Like you'd never believe I was going to use your powder puff. Okay. Get rid of most of that. Now, shall we just sort of do the opposite and use the silver snow in there? That would be really subtle. So this is quite bold on top there, and this time we'll go really subtle with this one. Or we've got the clear sparkle, or the pearl. Oh, what to use, what to use. Or then again, I've got the Sea of Tranquility. I really like that one as well. And we will see the white through there. Do you know what? I've probably made the wrong decision here. Let's go Sea of Tranquility. Let's move them out the way, get that out the way. Okay, because this is still wet glue under here, I'm just going to heat it from the front, but I'll come up a bit higher, so you might not be able to see much what I'm doing, but I don't want to unglue this. I could wait for it to completely dry, but I'm impatient. Look at that, isn't that nice? And so that's the same as that, but we've just stippled through that way and then stippled on this side. Different colours, but it looks great. Okay, I'm going to just stick a simple little sentiments going through there, but I haven't decided what yet, but I will stick those at the end. Let me see. Is that one flattening out? Well, that's pretty good. There wasn't too much pressure on that, so I'm just going to put those under there now, and that on there. Right, those can go back a bit. Now, what was me? I've got to do my other idea because I can't remember it now. Oh dear, I don't know. Can't remember. But I know it involved these guys, the cotton candy. I must get myself the cotton candy colour because it just looks beautiful. And I'm not really a pink person. So let me just, I can flip that over. I like to get the most out of these. Right, so now one of the other techniques, and I know I've shown you guys this before, is where I scrunch the tissue up, I put it in the embossing pad, and then I do this, put a layer of powder on there, heat set it, then do it again, another layer, heat set it. But I'm just wondering, because this has got quite thick bits in there, it's got like shards and all sorts. Let's just test it. Let's just try and see what sort of background this will give us if we just go glue. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to take a bit of Mod Podge. Said that very slowly. Mod Podge. Do you know, I really want it. I'll have to do a big clean up afterwards. I'm going to put it on my acrylic block. So I've got like a nice flat base to go on. And this has got water on it, this brush as well, don't forget. So it's glue and water. You don't have to use Mod Podge, you can use any glue you like. Let me just stick that back in my little bowl. Now, I don't know if this is going to work, so we'll just try it. So I've just screwed it up loosely. I'm going to pick up some of the glue and I'm just going to build a background on there. I need to probably do it all in one go, whereas I didn't with the embossing powders because I heat set in between. But this one, I just want to make it a sparkly mess. Let's have a look. So lots and lots on there. And it's very light, very, very light, the setting. Okay, let's have a look. Drum roll, please. Oh, I didn't get a lot down the bottom. Same thing like you do with your embossing powders. You can just lift and pour. And just as you tap it, it's going to grab what's down there. Oh, that's pretty. Oh, that's pretty. I do feel like I need more. Look, it's got lovely little clear hexagons in there. It's got little shards. Let me bring it up close. Look at that. Isn't that pretty? Oh, do you know what? You could just die cut from this. I feel like I need more, but I feel unless this dries, if I go back in, it's just going to lift it off, isn't it? So I may have to be patient. I'm not very good at that. I'm not very good at patience. Let me just stick my lid on because I don't want to spill it. If I flip this over so it's not so sticky. I think that might need a little bit more. Got bits of my paintbrush coming off in a right old state. Oh, it is bringing off a little bit, but it's also putting some on. Look, just go for it. So I told you I was very impatient. I am my own worst enemy. Oh, look, it's all over me block. Bless it. It's like, give me a chance to dry, woman. What's the matter with you? I don't know. Okay. And also, you can just cover the whole thing. Because you've got it on your paper, it's going to go back into your pot. Unless you sneeze or drop your paper. Now we're talking. Look at that. Look at that. Isn't that beautiful? And this is just sparkles. So, I'm going to pop that back in. And look, you can see, I've still, it looks like I've still got a full pot there. I've got loads over my paper. I've nearly filled this up. A little bit goes such a long way. The same with the embossing powders. Look at this. I might, do you know what? I might just simply cut 3 of these to make this everything, and these can be in white, and then I'll just pop a sentiment on there. Just going to keep it really, really simple. So I'm going to get my lid on. I want this to dry a little bit before I stick it to my card base. So I will clean all this up, or I don't want this to dry on my acrylic block. So a nice wet baby wipe will do the trick. Because it's water-based, it comes off nicely. Okay. So, this one I can't show you just yet because I want it to dry. I could also... oh, stop it, Marion. I could also die cut out of this as well. Do I want to? Oh, I don't know. Let me get rid of that one a minute. And then let's just bring in these. So while that's setting aside. So we started off, I was just going to do 2. And I've ended up doing 4. But it's just lovely. These can just simply have sentiments going across them. Just my signature style. I don't do anything fancy. I don't like to take away from things. Let's just set that. I might just trim that little bit off and glue these together. So just at the bottom there. So let them sit like that. The glue gives you time to just move it. Okay, so I'm back and I've got my foam pads and I've also die cut those leaves. So I'm just gonna stick everything together. Not really exciting for you guys. So I will come back when everything is stuck and then you can see all the little finished pieces. Okay, so done everything, stuck everything down. I'd just like to say at this point, thanks ever so much for sticking with me, guys. I really appreciate it, especially when you subscribe. That really makes a lot of difference to me. So if you would subscribe, that would be great. If you'd like to share the videos that I do, I think that helps as well. I don't know, but let everyone else see what we're playing with here. Anyway, so I've gone ahead. I've just to sort of explain as well, I've actually stuck this down. So this bit, I've actually put the foam pads on the back bit there. I don't know if you're seeing that. What are you seeing? Yeah, foam pads there, and then just glue on this bit here. So that's that first one. That was the first one we done. Then I sort of digressed a bit and then came on to these two. So this, I've just put a bit of, an extra bit of card around the back there and covered it in the Bay Breeze and then lined it up. So really simple. That's the stipple one. So that's got the stipple through the stencil bit as such. This was the stencil bit as such, just what we die cut. And then I've just done a little sentiment across there. And then this one, I couldn't resist this one. I love this. They're tailored expressions. All these little ones are tailored expressions. That first one is Catherine Paula sentiments. Lucky you, I usually just send texts, which is so true. But look at that, just so simple. You could do a few different colour sparkles on there. It doesn't have to be just the one. But I just think, I think they all look lovely. And it all sort of came from, well, that one bit of tissue background. So I'll get them photographed. And as I say, thanks ever so much for watching. Take care. See you soon. Bye.